back then that I could easily do now, I had to go in flawless. I had to work 20 times as hard. So before I walk through the door of Merrill Lynch, I can't walk through there with a $20,000 salary. I got to walk through there with a $100,000 salary. Mm-hmm. Even when I bought the place that we lived in, like when I took out that loan, I took it out through USA, and they was super cordial with me. But I think they were still surprised. And I remember that I sent her one of my check stubs, and she was like, I think you sent your W-2 or the wrong check stub. We need to know what you make bi-weekly. We don't need to know what you make annually. And I was like, that is what I make bi-weekly.
But the thing is, descending that, you still aren't getting the top of the line products offered to you.
Not even close.
When you're in the upper percentile of people that go to them.
No, not even close. But that's what I'm saying. Like I had to be able to do that to get in the door.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I had
just
to do
get
that.
in the door.
Yeah, I'm not saying I had to do that.
You're approved for that point.
No, I had to do that to get in the door.
But your financial history is pristine.
Yeah.
But like when we also look at, go to projects, for example. I mean, you're looking at people that were oppressed group. I mean, as a group for so long that to them the only sign of status and luxury is Jordans.
Yeah,
it's changed because like everyone, like projects, they're all the same.
Yep.
Like no one's apartment looks nicer than the next.
Nope.
So then, what do you have to separate yourself? We all want our dignity. We all want to have something that show pride in who we are.
Material bullshit.
But when that's all you have, you're gonna go for the best you can.
Absolutely.
And that's not a representation of what black people are either.
No.
Because there are plenty who are doing very well, working, entrepreneurs, grinding.
It's 3 right here.
Yeah. But I think what the movie showed also with the different villages that we're not cookie cutters.
No.
We're all very different. We have different interests. Not every black person likes rap music.
Nope.
I love rap music, but I mean, not everyone does.
I like rap, but I also like country.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's many other things that I like besides rap music.
We're diverse.
You know what? When you say you like rap music too, like you got to look at the type of rap music that we like. We like quality rap music. We're still very much in the, and I'm not even sure. It's such a division between rap and hip hop, but at the same time, I think the best thing to say is we like good music, regardless of what genre it comes from. We appreciate art. Yeah, whatever it comes from. No matter what it comes from.
We all appreciate art.
Speaking of music, I think some people, and whatever culture, Caucasian, Africans, Chinese, whatever, I think us 3 gentlemen, we can listen to trap, we can to jazz, etc., and we're gonna treat it differently. We're gonna take a different message. I'm not gonna listen to bang bang, shoot 'em up, cocaine, blah blah blah, and go out and drunk and live that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna get nasty in the gym with it.
Oh yeah.
But we appreciate expression.
Yeah.
And we know how to use the music to fuel us to do something specific. So if I'm writing, I might want to listen to some classical,
right?
Or I might listen to some R&B.
Yeah.
If I'm taking my lady out for anniversary, I might listen to some hard rock.
You make a good point there, though, and this is the point you make, and you used a super key word there, expression. People don't never look at like people never take time to sit down and look at the background of some of these artists and what they came from. Naturally, if all they know is drug dealing and shoot 'em up and bang bang, like that is their art form.
Like Kodak Black.
That is their expression.
Young kid grew up in Florida.
Yep.
I mean, they rap about what he sees. Tupac was the king of saying that. It's like I rap. I'm a poet. I'm a street poet. What I see is what I talk about. NWA.
Yep.
I'm
expressing with my full capabilities.
They're biographers.
Correctional facility.
They are historians. They are musical historians. And that's what they should be appreciated as such. They're no less important than the person that writes a history book for elementary school.
And man, you know what? It's funny because this segue right back into the movie because that's part of the problem that people have with this movie that's underlying. Like this is in many ways black expression. It's as if we're not free to fully express ourselves and it'd be okay. So what? The cast is, 80-90% black. Like we watch movies that are 80, 90% white or 80, 90% Asian
All the time.
all the time.
All the time.
Like it's nothing new to us.
They're just called movies.
Yeah, exactly.
we had to call us black movies. You know?
Exactly. We don't treat those movies any different. If we want to see that movie and that's the expression of whatever art form or whatever Marvel character we want to see, like we go out and see it. And the funny thing about it is if you research the mass majority of Marvel characters, and I got a Marvel encyclopedia sitting in my house. You go back and look at them, over 50% of them technically were minorities. Like
There's Spider-Man in Spanish.
Exactly. If Spider-Man was Spanish, you had Wonder Woman who was like Peruvian. Mm-hmm. Like the mass majority of
Gal Gadot.
Exactly. The mass majority of Marvel characters were minorities, but they're still not cast as minorities. And nobody says anything. And you know what? We never actually act like we have a problem with it because we don't. It's not like we can control Hollywood. We want to see the movie, we're going to go see the movie.
But why does the comic seem so more progressive than Hollywood?
Yeah.
Do you think this movie is going to change the casting?
No, not really. Because here's the thing about it. When you got a movie like Black Panther and people were already upset with the name itself, like you had,
it's a niche,
but it's a character.
Yeah, but you had very limited options for how you're going to cast Black Panther. At the same time, I mean, even if you're going to look at the salaries of the cast of Black Panther, they didn't really make nothing.
Short, yeah.
But now, if you were to follow the comics, there is a path for this to lead because Black Panther was leader of the Avengers.
Yeah.
You know, Corey told me about that.
Even Captain America was black.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers was like there's several Captain Americas. Bucky Barnes was Captain America who was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
The Falcon right now played by Anthony Mackie, but like he fills in as Captain America for a while as well.
Yeah.
The comics aren't afraid to do things like that.
But people, especially when it comes to Hollywood and casting, like they stray away from the comics heavily. And because especially like with our generations, yeah, we'll research that and we'll know that. My son is 10 years old. Like he's not really too concerned with, what race a superhero.
It just looks cool.
Exactly, it looks cool, and that's that. But the thing is,
his
like,
father looks like a superhero. I had to interrupt.
Lifts like one too.
I just literally had to just interrupt and say that.
That could apply to any of us, man. But at the same time, like he doesn't.
Dance
care.
man's what I call him.
Like, they on one tonight. They on one tonight. I'm leaving that in, by the way. I'm not editing that out. But
Dance man.
Yeah, like my son's not concerned with that. I may be, but at the same time, it's like representation. Like I need for him to see that, so you can be like, you know what? If I want to be a superhero, I can do that as who I am. And I mean, and it's funny because I got into a huge debate, and it was actually a super honest debate about Luke Cage because I like Luke Cage, but the person that I was having a debate with was like,
that's a Netflix series, right?
Yeah, but her point was Luke Cage. They embodied every stereotype you can think about in Luke Cage. He was always riddled with bullets that were usually either by law enforcement or somebody that didn't like black people. And when I say that, I don't mean like a specific race. I mean like groups like the Mafia or like just groups that look down on the culture. And he was fresh out of prison.
Mm-hmm. Wrongfully convicted. And trying to make a living as basically a bartender. And when you look at the path of Marvel, and I will go so far as say it might have not even been their intent, but the first black Marvel superhero in recent history technically was Luke Cage. So like
Blade?
He's not Marvel.
Okay. I'm still learning.
But like when you see that, and then it didn't come out as a movie, it came out as a series, and Luke Cage has a rather significant backstory that could have been done a different way and made a movie. Like you look at that and you're like, all right, this is the representation that we usually see. We usually see Training Day. We usually see Friday After Next. We usually see Boys in the Hood. Like that's stuff that we see, and that's how we get cast. And I don't know, like people in this disbelief that we're content with it because we're making money. Like, I mean, it's just like saying I'm not going to shut up and dribble. Like I'm not I'm not satisfied necessarily just because I'm getting money.
Well, where else have we seen? We've seen it in politics where be happy because Barack Obama was elected as president.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like someone's politics means that they're not racist.
Not at all.
But you talk about representation. I also want to talk about the role that women play in Black Panther.
Oh man, that's a huge role.
Specifically, Black women.
I loved it.
Who were in a prominent position. Like they were tasked with protecting the throne, and that also harkens back to just the idea of the matriarch that protects her home. And I know all of us, love our moms can see our mom in some of these in these women they're out there defending.
Yeah.
And the optics of the women that were putting their lives on the line for their nation, for their family, was inspiring and empowering because they weren't afraid to take on everybody. And they were the most fiercest fighters in the movie.
I'm about to say in the whole movie. But they hit on so many women's issues there because they started at the very beginning from men knowing it all. Like when he was going to perform the rescue and she went to go and help him and he was like, "Nah, I got it." And the reality of it is he didn't have it. So he needed her there. When you look at stuff like his entire detail really being women protecting him, and then you get into a whole nother level of loyalty when he's perceived to be dead and
they saved him.
Yeah, exactly. But on top of that, like his primary guard was like, "I'm loyal to the throne." There's two levels of loyalty there. Like you have the mother being loyal to her son, who she believes is dead. You have the love of his life
who's a spy who also loves the nation, but also
loves him. And
also, and she knew that to save her nation, she needs to get rid of Killmonger.
Yep. And that hit on a whole another issue too with Killmonger, and it really, like, some of this actually took me talking to a woman to get to that point where she was talking about, well, this guy killed like 2 to 3 women during the movie. And he was indiscriminate about it, and he didn't have no qualms with it. And there are actually men that think and operate like that. And as sad as it is to say that in our society, and I'm like, well, you true. Like that's completely true. And nobody batted an eye or thought twice about the fact that he shot a woman and then he turned around and slit another one's throat. Right.
Let's look at the woman in the movie. Like the smartest woman in the movie was 16 years old. Was his sister. Yeah. The mother was the matriarch. She lost her husband and then she thought she lost her son, and yet she was still prepared to do what was best for her nation and stand up through adversity, which women do all the time.
All the time.
His lover, his girlfriend, Lupita, who's looking very thick in that movie.
Oh my God.
She's looking awfully thick.
In the words of a famous rapper, oh God.
Oh God, yes. Yes. She could handle herself. She loved him, but she also knew what she needed to do the right thing.
Yeah.
The women were showing more courage than the men.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate, those characters and hope to see more. The General
was a beast.
Played no games.
No games.
Michonne from Walking Dead.
No games, bro.
She was killing them. Those spears were dope.
Just like she's with the sword in
Walking Dead.
Yeah. She was a beast.
It was beautiful to watch. She was even willing to fight her lover.
Yeah.
I always say Chris got out or get out. And then got witness protection to Wakanda.
Hey,
he had to relocate.
I hate to even say that that's a message. But, you know what, I'm going to leave that alone. But that's a whole nother episode. But, yeah, that's a big deal. Because also, there's a dynamic there, too. Like, there he was about to kill somebody. His lover steps in the way. She tells him straight up, look, for the country, you die without question. And he just looked around and he surrendered. Like,
looked at all the damage he was causing.
I'm not gonna win this battle, and I'm not gonna go against the love of my life. But that is a big deal.
It was powerful stuff.
Yeah.
those women in that movie made me think about the women in my life. I was raised by all women. My mother, my 2 aunts, and my 2 sisters.
Yeah.
So as far as like guidance from a man, never had.